Well, I'm a pretty outgoing person.
Yeah.
And, touchy person.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess some people might be, like, hey, okay, sorry about that. This is Linda.
Hi, Linda. I'm Christina.
I'm Linda.
I started interviewing her, and I recorded this. I'm not sure if it's gonna catch her voice though, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I came a little bit late. Do you want me to record her?
Yeah, you can still record. I'm doing audio, but you can do video if you want.
However you feel comfortable with it.
Do you mind if she were to video record you?
It's up to you.
I think recording's better. I'm not very photogenic.
Or maybe you can just do face your camera up this way so you don't catch her, but it would still catch her voice.
Oh yeah, I get you.
Are you okay with that? I was saying if she does a video, she can face the camera upwards so it gets the ceiling and not your face, but it can still catch your voice or our conversation. Are you okay with that?
Does it sound better that way?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Yeah. Sure, that's fine.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to do that? That way I could if the voice could come out.
Yeah, I think it might be better. Let's do it that way.
Just for the voice.
Right.
Just for the voice. Okay.
Did you want to start off the questions again so that you get a better understanding from what she already told me?
Okay. So
I'm gonna get a napkin.
okay. So what is your disability? Since I wasn't here, I wasn't able to kind of know a little bit about it.
Can you come over here so I can hear you?
Yeah. I know, and since my voice isn't well right now, so you won't be able to hear
and
me
you need to talk slower.
Yeah. Okay. What is your disability?
It's hearing loss, and they think that I had a hearing problem since I was born. Because I had a sister that was deaf in one ear, but it was never caught with me. But I've had serious problems the last 20 years or so, and I've worn hearing aids for about 15 years, and things have really changed. I was telling Taylor that the new technology is absolutely wonderful. And, I've got an app on my phone that really helps me, and I can turn people up, but I can't slow them down. I've got this, I can answer the phone with it, and the person's voice goes right into my hearing aids. And I have an adapter for the TV where the sound of the TV goes right into my hearing aids. So I can turn it up as loud as I want, and it doesn't affect my husband.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So he hears what he hears with his little remote, and I hear.
Oh, it kind of it's comfortable.
I can turn it up as loud as I want, and he can't hear mine.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So he'll walk in the room, I'll be watching a movie, and he said, "Are you listening to sound?" I said, "Yes," because he can't hear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No wonder.
Yeah. So the new technology and the rechargeable hearing aid batteries,
Yeah.
I don't go through batteries every week like I used to. So now I just
it's kind of like a little
put them on a charger every night. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had this student that I used to help out, a tutor. She had this hearing aids as well for me to hear her. And so I was just it's kind of really cool how technology does improve, and she's able to hear, whereas back in the days you couldn't even hear her, and she wouldn't even kind of communicate or anything like that.
Yeah,
so it's really
having
cool.
a really hard time understanding.
Sorry.
I think it's your accent. I have problems with accents, and talking fast is my worst problem.
So what would be like a better way for me to kind of communicate, like go a little
what
slower?
you know, yeah, just go slower like you just did.
Okay,
And that works
Okay.
for me. Hopefully. I went to a party, a birthday party the other day, and we were sitting across the table, and the girls were trying to talk to me at the other end of the table, and I said, "Could you guys write that down?" Because I couldn't hear a word they were saying. You know? So it's you know, it's hard even when you have hearing aids, but it's a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah, I think it's hard when someone wants to catch your attention and they don't know that you can't hear them well, you know? And so they're just like, hello?
Yeah, it is hard. And,
So what would be a way for us to kind of like communicate with you better?
to me,
To communicate better with you.
communicate better, just talking slower and just, looking at me really helps. If someone's walking ahead of me and talking, I can't hear them. They need to
Like
be next to me, and so I can see them. It's better if I can see their face. Yeah.
Are people comfortable like getting very close to you and like communicating with you very like so you could hear them? Like, do you feel comfortable with that position?
Yeah, well, they don't have to be like on top of me or anything, but you know, just like where you are. But I was telling Taylor that I have this clip, and if someone's sitting across the table, and like if my girlfriend was there and I couldn't understand what she was saying, I could hand her the clip and put it on mic, and that way her voice would go into my hearing aids, which really helps too. But I tried to give the clip to her husband one day, and he didn't want any part of it.
Oh.
Yeah. So some people won't go for that.
Right. Do you know why he didn't want to use it, or is it just like he doesn't care to use it?
Or comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was just uncomfortable with
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm surprised just because, like, I don't know, because for me, I'd be okay with it just because if someone can't hear me well, like, I want to help them to, you know, like, understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it just depends on the person.
I think so.
Did you take it offensively in any way?
No, I mean, I kind of understood. I thought maybe it was a guy thing. You know?
Could be.
Maybe he's too macho to do that or something. I don't know. I think women would be more prone to do that than men. I think. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe we're just like more sensitive or empathetic, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
I think so.
Go ahead.
What ways has it changed your life? So I'm just wanting to know a little bit more about your disability, on how has it changed you from now to before, and how did you interact with people more right now?
Well, okay. When I was working, it got really hard for me because I changed jobs. I had been a supervisor, an administrator, and supervised, and went to meetings and passed on information and stuff like that. And I downgraded myself to a secretary because I couldn't hear well enough to pass on information to other people. Okay, and my hearing aids were not as good as they are now. And so I moved on to this other division where I work, and the ladies there that were secretaries were very cliquish and really discriminated against me because I was old and I couldn't hear, and you know, just it was just you know, the last 5, I worked there for 20 years. The last 5 years were the worst years of my life.
I mean, you'd be surprised because the more experience it would be better, I would say. Like, you would be like, oh, well, kind of like high praising you because you know all this stuff.
They were trained they were letting me know that they knew I had been an administrator before, and they always tried to let me know that I was wrong about things, and they were really discriminated against me. So, they were letting me know that I wasn't an administrator anymore. It was just like them, and it was hard. Yeah, right. It was very hard. In fact, I had such a rough time. I was seeing the psychologist at the lab where I work once a week. I would go in there and I was crying every day. Yeah, it was really bad. And then my supervisor, when I decided to retire, I had just met my husband. He wasn't my husband yet. And he said, well, if you could, we had just gotten together, and he said, well, if you could make the house payment, you can retire now. So I went to HR to retire, and I said something about, I just kind of said, you know, I want to retire. I said, you know, before I fall totally apart, you know, and she said, well, if you're having problems, you should apply for a disability retirement. So that's what I did, and I got it. I got a disability retirement, and my boss, when I told her about it, she said, "Oh, there really was something wrong with you, huh?"
Wow.
Yeah. So it was just
very offensive.
Very,
How harsh.
It was very, very hard for me. And you know, I had all kinds of health problems, sciatica and fibromyalgia and all this stuff. And all of that cleared up after I quit that job.
That's crazy how it affected your health.
The stress.
You know?
Yeah, all the stress.
Yeah.
Was just, I mean, I was so bad that I couldn't even get in my car to drive home. They had to take me home in a government car to get me home. I couldn't drive my car. I couldn't get in it. And I couldn't get out of my secretary chair. I would try 3 times to get out of my chair, and the tears would be rolling down. That's how bad I was. And but no one
paid attention.
Yeah. So, but you know, after I don't have those problems anymore.
It's just like I'm done with you guys. I'm moving on to me.
So I was, I was getting old. I was overweight. I was, I couldn't hear.
Yeah. And it was all kind of like the stress of the job, and I was sent to you physically. It was the job that caused it all. Kind of like horrible job setting. I wouldn't want anybody to go through that, because I mean, it shouldn't be right for somebody to kind of discriminate and to kind of like be oppressed over like the age and everything, when it shouldn't be that way. It should be admired because of the experience of everything. And I feel like the way that they treat you should never be treated to anybody. Just too low. They went through.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Thank God I met my husband when I did, and he just turned my life around. So I saw that he was trying to text me. Let me let him know that I'm okay.
Like, what did these college students do to you?
Let me see. Okay, I'll just say still at it. Okay, there we go.
Okay. So So, what treatment is necessary, or what medications are necessary for you to take, or for your any health issues or anything for your hearing of loss?
Well, for my hearing, I don't really take any
Medications.
for it. Yeah.
To what extent do you consider your disability a disability or handicap? Or to what extent do you consider it a disability, your hearing loss?
Well, it is a disability when people can't. I can't understand people, and they don't know me, and they get frustrated with me because they have to repeat things and stuff. I was telling Taylor that I have a girlfriend that kind of always, interpreted for me when she was around, and there were a few people that were really rude to me because they would, like we were being in a shop and she would say something to my girlfriend and I didn't hear it all, and so I'd ask the same question, and she said, well, I just said that. She said, and my girlfriend said, well, wait a minute, she can't hear, she didn't hear you, and, but, people get frustrated, some people do. Most people are very nice. Most people, I'll say, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said, and they'll say, oh, it was probably me, I have a soft voice or something, and so most people are super, super nice, but people get frustrated when they have to repeat 3 times, they do, and I understand that, because when I have to repeat things 3 times, it frustrates me, so I understand that. So it is hard.
Have children ever stared at you, or people stare at you that made you feel uncomfortable? No. So you're fine, and then you're just like, whatever, you do your own business.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. The only time they ever stared at me is we were on a cruise ship, and I was using a cane.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And they had something going on, and so they were letting the people with the canes go first. And I was like, oh, everybody was watching me because I had a cane.
Yeah. But so most people wouldn't even think that you have hearing aids in if they met you.
Most people don't. Yeah, they don't know.
And then we already spoke about discrimination that you have encountered.
The what?
Discrimination that you have encountered. So how have you dealt with the discrimination?
Well, I quit my job.
It was drastic, but it worked.
It was hard. It was hard. I started seeing a psychologist and everything. It was, it was very, very hard.
And have you kind of like, now that you're done and everything and you have a psychologist, has it helped you to a greater extent on your life?
Well, I had a lot, actually, when I went to the psychologist, it was hearing and a lot of other problems too. So, yes, psychologists have helped me in my life. It was more than just hearing, it was my family and, crazy stuff. Crazy family, crazy.
I'm not sure where you left off at.
I basically, like what you've been asking, like discrimination, how is it better to communicate with her, like how to get her attention, when did she get her hearing aids, and if she feels it has like improved her life and things like that. But that's about it so far.
When I take my hearing aids off at night to go to bed, I don't hear anything.
Once you take it off, are you able to communicate with people through ASL, or you gesture, or you
am I able to what?
Communicate with people through ASL if you ever take it off? Like, do you communicate with ASL, or you do gestures when you go to sleep, like, or you put it back on your hearing aids?
I still didn't understand.
She's just asking if you, without your hearing aids, you think you would need to learn the American Sign Language?
Oh, actually, my husband and I have thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of would like to learn the basics. You know, I think it would be good, especially since he does have a pair of hearing aids. He's not wearing them yet, but he does have them.
She said that she got him the hearing aids because he wanted it, but now he doesn't use it.
Yeah, he begged and begged and begged me for him. Kept telling me how deaf he was. Now he never wears them unless we go out with a couple or something. Then he might put them on. But
he's like not ready for it.
Yeah. So by the time he wears them, we'll have to buy new ones because I'm sure his hearing will have changed by then. So.
What advice would you give a professional or somebody to be more helpful towards people who have hearing loss?
What
advice would you give?
Helpful?
Be helpful, or an advice you would give somebody to deal with the disability, or how to communicate?
To the person that's deaf, what would be helpful to them?
Yeah, it would be helpful to them.
To make sure that the person, just let the person that's talking to you know that they need to face you and talk slowly and loud. Talk up, if they have a soft voice, and just try to go to a quieter place. Like when I go to restaurants, I try to go like at 2:00 in the afternoon after the crowd is gone.
Yeah.
So
that way it's not like hectic.
Yeah.
Do you ever experience someone being like overly loud when speaking to you?
Yeah. The problem is if I turn up my hearing aids too loud, then you turn up the noise also.
Right.
So, sometimes I'll have my hearing aids on, and my husband's talking like I don't have them on, and real loud, and it's like that hurts my ear because, like, I guess that I don't like noise. I don't like loud.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I've been deaf, a lot of my life. And my son and I, we were divorced in between my marriages for 20 years. And so he was very quiet, and I was very quiet.
Right.
And so, so if my husband, starts yelling or something, it just really, I just can't stand that. I can't stand the noise.
Right.
Or if he's talking really loud, I'll go like that, I think that the last hearing aids I had, I think the audiologist turned them up a little bit louder than what they should have been when she programmed them, because I wanted to make sure I could hear everybody, and she turned them up a little bit more, where these are more where they're supposed to be. But the new technology, as I was getting these, they came out with new technology that, and she told me, she says, I want you to not turn them up as high because these are more clear. The new technology, you can turn them down to a normal level, but they're clearer, and you can understand people better.
Okay.
And yeah, they have more clarity. So that's real. I think these hearing aids are just absolutely wonderful. I've had them, a couple months now, and I can really tell a big difference.
Do you need to replace your hearing aids like every so often, or is it like what's the maximum like lifetime of it?
My audiologist said about 4 years.
All right, 4 years.
Yeah.
So do you upgrade to a new one, or do you keep the same one with the same procedure?
You can upgrade, but I didn't upgrade. I bought new ones because these are the rechargeable and just all kinds of stuff. But I think you can upgrade the other ones. What's really nice is where I work, they had hearing aid insurance.
Oh, cool.
And so I do have incredible
that's
insurance
amazing.
for my hearing
I
aids.
was going to ask you too whether like it affected your like your health insurance and stuff, like whether it has been like something you battle with, or is it easy?
It's when anybody audiologist sees my insurance, they say, "Oh, you're lucky. You have great insurance."
Are there other companies that don't offer it?
Oh yeah. A lot of people don't. Most people get their hearing aids at Costco or.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is it costly?
Excuse me.
That's okay. I was wondering, do you know like how much it costs without insurance helping fund it? Like, do you know how much if you were to say someone like didn't have like insurance for it, how much would they have to pay out of pocket? Do you know?
Well, like mine were. Mine were, I think, $5,000, $4,000 or $5,000. Yeah, and I had to pay $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, but they go up a lot higher than that.
Okay.
Oh, the good ones go up higher.
Yeah.
You said that when you kind of retired, you got the disability retirement. What does it include, or what is the benefits of having that contrary to other kinds?
Well, then I switched over to regular retirement when I was the right age.
Oh, okay.
See, I was able to get disability retirement at 55. And then when I turned 62, then I switched over to regular retirement. So you're not using up your regular retirement.
Oh, I got you. What positive lessons have you learned from your disability?
Say that.
What positive lessons have you learned from your disability?
Positive? Well, you enjoy peace and quiet.
Yeah. I mean, too much noise sometimes can affect.
Yeah. You don't hear road noise. You don't hear sirens. You don't hear anything. You don't hear the doorbell. You don't hear anything. I don't hear when I'm in my bedroom, I can't even hear the phone with the landline ring. It's just,
Oh.
Yeah, it's.
I like how you appreciate not hearing like the unnecessary noises. Like for right now, how we're at Starbucks, do you hear like the coffee machines going? Because you have your aids, right?
Yeah.
But before you'd be like, oh, this is wonderful, because you wouldn't hear it,
Yeah.
Or like if there's construction, like right in front of your house, like it's to your advantage.
My husband plays music.
Yeah.
Loud.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And he plays on the worship team at church.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm okay if I'm in my office at the other end of the house, but when I go into the family room and he's playing, it's too loud, and I just take my hearing aids out, and then he's okay.
They're just like, no, I'm not trying to be mean, but
so it has its pros and cons. Yeah.
What role has the sense of humor played in your life?
What role?
Has the sense of humor played in your life? So, like, do you humor a lot now that you have, like, your hearing aids? Like, you play around with it, or, like,
I don't understand that.
What? She's asking, like, whether, since for your disabilities, do you feel like you use a lot of sense of humor to kind of downplay it, you know?
Well, my shrinks have always told me that. No, I don't think I'm any different. You know, I'm like, if someone doesn't hear me, I always like apologize and I don't really laugh it off. I just say I'm sorry. I'm hard of hearing, and you know, and they're usually very nice. So.
Does your family like joke around with you about it though? Like
No.
your son?
Well, my son did when he was, you know, I was when he was like 15, and he would come in the house, and I would have the TV on, and he would walk in the house, and he'd say, "Can you hear that?" So instead of me telling my son to turn down the TV, he was telling me to turn it down.
Yeah.
And actually, when I would go to his house, I would have to take something to read because they kept their TV down low. They never turned it up for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you, if you go to other people's houses and you're watching TV, can you bring your own adapter for the, you know, to hear?
I could now that I have it. I haven't had it in the past, but you know, like when I go to my best girlfriend's house, if we're watching TV, I'll ask them if they can turn it up a little bit, and they always make sure I can hear the TV. My son and his family, they're a little different.
Yeah. You said you mentioned you have grandkids, right? Mm-hmm. Do you feel, do you kind of have to, do they get annoyed that they have to speak louder or, you know, be more sensitive?
Yeah, I've had to tell them that they need to talk slower. Yeah. And that they need to look at me because they're just talking.
They're everywhere.
And So they understand that. Yeah. And they think it's pretty cool, all this new stuff that I just got and all. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Did you think that it was harder to kind of have them understand that you couldn't hear well when like they were like younger, like toddler stages?
Yeah, it was really hard, especially when they were young. And you can't understand kids anyway. Right. Yeah. So that was really hard for me. You know, and like what's really hard is like when you're with a group of people and they're all talking and you can't understand. You just kind of quit talking. You just
look at them.
Yeah, you just kind of stand there and because you can't understand the conversation.
You feel
out of place.
Yeah. It's well, I read it's kind of an unsociable or like an unsociable disease or something. People that are deaf, they just kind of drop out of the human race. You know, Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
Right.
Yeah, especially when you're with a group of people. And
Yeah.
if you're one-on-one, then you can, talk to them and slow people down
Right.
and stuff. But you can't slow the whole crowd
Yeah.
down.
So it's better for you to be more personable with someone rather than be in a group of people.
Yes,
You like it better
much
that way?
better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that is because that's like that's what you like, or is it just because like that's how like your loss of hearing affected you to see it that way?
If it's my close friends and
Yeah.
I feel comfortable enough with them
Right.
to say I didn't hear what you said or
Yeah.
something, then that's okay. But if
Mhm.
you're with people that you really don't know
Mhm.
and they're all talking at once, then you might as well just forget it. Well, yeah. That happened recently because we went to a park and we went to a play and then we had a little picnic afterwards and
Yeah.
everybody's talking about the play and everything.
Right.
And yeah, and one of the gals that was there, she actually teaches the deaf.
Oh.
And
okay.
she is my best girlfriend.
Mhm.
She's her daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so she lives here in Fresno.
Yeah.
And in fact, they live right across the street from each other. And I think that's why my girlfriend understands my problem
Yeah.
as well as she does, because her daughter travels all over teaching
Right.
people and
Right.
That's awesome.
teaching sign language and
Mhm.
everything. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
In fact, April advised me to take a sign language class at the city college or someplace. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I might do that.
Yeah.
Sometime.
You should if you have the time.
Yeah.
You're like, I do.
The problem I've had since I've moved here just recently is just finding people to do things with.
Yeah.
Because I have my one girlfriend, but they're busy all
Right.
the time. So it has been really hard.
It is.
Because I'm not, yeah.
You're not like.
So I was going to go to the senior citizen
Oh no.
place and see if I can volunteer for something.
Yeah. I mean, it gives you something to do, But I was gonna say you should probably just do like a post on the Nextdoor app, and communicate with people like, hey, like I moved here and.
I did that for a person
Did
that
you?
asked if someone wanted to walk with me.
Yeah.
And I got a couple people, and then I don't know. They looked like they were quite a bit younger than me, and so
Oh, really?
they never did reply after that.
Oh no.
Or there was one person who wanted to walk with me, but she was quite a ways away from me.
Yeah.
I really wanted someone that was
Close by.
nearby, so
Yeah.
we could just start walking.
Right.
I've never heard about that.
That's where I found her, because like they have this app. It's called Nextdoor, and it's basically like for like homeowners or people that like live in the area, and then like they'll like ask of people like, oh, do you have recommendations for a plumber, or like like why is there so many cops outside?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Oh, no.
All kinds of stuff. Well, actually, we renovated our home when we got here, and that's how I found the landscapers, the gardeners, the painters, everybody.
Yeah.
And I mean,
It's useful.
wonderful. And there is a girl that sent me her phone number. I was going to go see if I could watch him play pickleball.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go do that, and if I like it, maybe see if I can join a group and play pickleball.
Right. That would be nice.
But it's because my husband is so busy playing music that
You need something to do with girlfriends.
It was like yesterday I wanted him to do something. He said, I can do it Wednesday. Well,
It's like there right now.
yeah, it's like, so, Well, I have to just start join a Bible study.
Yeah.
Do something like that so I can meet people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
So,
groups and such.
mhm.
I know you said you don't like being in like a group of people, but you know, you
Yeah.
can still meet someone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Through something like that. I
Right.
should be able to meet somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Like something that you always wanted to learn, like I don't know. For me, it would be guitar. So like, so kind of like something interesting, that kind of like hobby, crafts, ceramics.
Well, you know, I was into knitting and I was in scrapbooking and I have all this stuff and I just, you know, maybe I just need to get it out and start doing it. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, so it's just like me and the dogs, you know, I've been walking them in the morning. Yeah, so, but anyway, I mean, I'm doing fine. It's just that I have to start. I've started to get bored, so I have to go. I have to do something.
Right.
So
Oh, definitely.
I've got a plan.
We kind of spoke about what community activities are you involved in, and you say you want to get involved more. So I think my question would be like, what kind of like type of friends would you want to be involved with? So would you want to be involved with the people that kind of like understand your disability or just see you as a person?
Well, they've got to, you know, most people figure out real fast that I can't hear. So they've got to see me as a person, but they also have to see that I have a disability there. And like I said, most people are really wonderful. You know,
you just have to meet them the
most
right
people
person.
like me, and you know, it's. You know, and like I'm outgoing and all, and yeah, I just have to meet the right person, and yeah.
Have your relationships changed before to now? Because you said before you were like socially well, but now that you kind of lost your hearing,
I was what?
You were more social back then. So now that you lost your hearing, are you socially or are you kind of like decreasing that?
I think the only reason I'm not as sociable right now is because we just moved to a new town.
Okay.
So I left all my friends and I miss them. And actually, one of them's coming to visit me in October.
Oh, that's
I know, I'll wait.
I know how you feel because I'm like the exact same way. Like,
did you go through that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I still am. It's hard to find like someone that you can be close with or like hang out with, you know. But because I'm from Sacramento, and so like all my friends are like in Sacramento, and then I need them to like come here or I'm over there.
Yeah.
You know, like it's hard because like you're due to like your
environment.
Yeah, to the environment or your group of friends, and then when you move somewhere, like you have to change it or
restart,
adapt to it.
And it's even worse if you're not going to school or you're not working because you're retired. So where are you going to meet people?
That's true.
You know, it's really been hard.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, I'm going to look forward to the senior place. And the lady across the street is really super nice, and she's outside every day working in her yard, and I'm out there with my dogs working in the yard too. And but you know, you can tell that she's got this routine. You know, she walks her dogs and she pulls the stuff and she pulls the weeds, and she you know, plays pickleball twice a week. But she's got all of her friends established, and people are busy. They're doing their thing, so it's just really hard to find someone that's available.
Yeah.
You know, and I did on Nextdoor. I I did go to this one club. It was some kind of club that someone else set me up with. And I went to this restaurant and nobody showed up. And then when I came home and called the person that got me involved with it, she said, oh, well, they didn't have enough people that were going to attend, so they canceled it 3 hours earlier.
Oh, no.
So, and that happened twice.
Right.
So that was kind of
disappointing.
Yeah, very disappointing.
They should really tell you like ahead of time or anything.
Yeah, so
no.
But I'll be all right. I'll find something.
I was going to ask you, do you go to drive-thrus a lot?
Do I what?
Go to drive-thrus?
Drive-thrus?
Drive-thrus.
Drive-thrus.
Yeah. Do you use it often, or do you?
You mean like Starbucks?
Yeah.
Drive-thrus?
Yeah. Do you
No,
use that
not
each
very
person? Okay. Because I was wondering, like, if you were to use it, like, how do you communicate? Because you might not be able to hear them through that box, you know?
Yeah. I don't do that very often.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we go to drive-thru, it's usually my husband that's
driving.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah.
So for our presentation, we're like coming up with ideas on what to do because one of our assignments is to have like a role play and like we're supposed to have like a role play where we have our classmates like understand the disability. And I was gonna ask you, like, do you have any suggestions or ideas of what we can
role
do?
Play?
Yeah, like to kind of like get them to understand like how it is. Yeah, how does it feel? You know, just like an activity or something that they can reproduce and understand. Does that make sense?
For instance, no, I don't know if I understand what
the question.
You do.
Okay. It's like
it's kind of like
role play.
Yeah, like we have to everybody has to be aware of the disability of hearing of loss. So in order for that to happen, we have to kind of like experiment it on our own. So since you already gave us an interview, we have to kind of like do something with our ears or something so we could experiment how somebody without hearing would feel in those instances and how society treats them.
I don't know how to help you there.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's kind of like hard to come up with something.
It is.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. Is that all the questions?
Yeah. Because it says, are your recreation activities affected by your disability? So kind of like any activities like sports or anything, can you still be able to do that?
I didn't get that.
Like sports, like recreation activities, did it affect you when you had your disability?
I haven't played sports in a long time. What I did do though is I was line dancing for a long time, country line dancing, but I got to where I couldn't understand the music, so I'd have to say, what's playing, so I'd know what I was supposed to be dancing to. So, yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that covers like all of the questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
you're welcome.
interviewing with us.
It was nice talking with you.
It's great to kind of hear other people, like hear people's experience. You know, I think it's different because like people can like explain like a disability to you, but you can't really fully understand or get a perspective of it until you like speak with someone that does have it, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, you had
it was
some
really
good
great.
questions and,
Yeah.
and everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I think these are your questions.
Yeah.
I didn't brought nothing.
Okay, that's about it.